Today's puzzle dates back to 1966. We're going to take a look at an agricultural fair that's over 150 years old, and we're going to share some really fun autumn memories. Thanks for checking us out, and welcome to Janky Puzzles. That intro never gets old. Welcome back to Janky Puzzles. I'm so happy to have you here. I'm glad you clicked on this thumbnail to check us out. Today, we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to take a look at a puzzle that dates back, like I said in the intro, to 1966 from our old friend Milton Bradley. Now, if you are a returning viewer of this channel, you'll know that Milton Bradley has quickly become one of my personal heroes. I did a full 30-minute dissertation on Milton Bradley, which I will link here and in the description. And this is another one from the Milton Bradley Company, and it's a unique one. It is from the back around the 50s and 60s and the 70s. A lot of the Milton Bradley puzzles were named after places in England. There's the Big Ben series, the York series, the Croxley series, which we've taken a look at here on the channel. And this one is no different. It is from Dorset, England. Holy smokes. So I fell in love with this little hamlet doing research for this show. Dorset is about the southwest corner of England. It's kind of on the coast there. It is considered the it is a very prolific place to find fossils and dinosaurs and things. They call it the Jurassic Coast. In fact, they have a place there called the Jurassic Coast World Heritage Site because you can see a lot of the layers of the earth in these round cliffs they have. And I'll show you some pictures of those. An amazing place. And one of the things that they have there, which I thought was just absolutely just darling looking at the pictures, they have a fair called the Dorset County Show. This agricultural fair has been going on since 1841. It is adorable. And if you follow them on the Facebooks and stuff, they have pictures of, they just recently had it. We're filming this in, today's the first day of autumn, 2024, today as we're filming this. And they just had their fair a few weeks ago, and a really delightful event. And one of the cool things that jumped out at me was a tug of war, a 6-man tug of war they have, which is one of the highlights of the show. It was actually one of the ending from the first night was this tug of war, which you don't see too often here in the States as much as you should, because it's, I don't know, I haven't had a good old-fashioned tug of war since elementary school. So if you're in England, for one, thank you for watching, and two, if you ever get a chance to go check out the Dorset County Show in the late summer, definitely check it out. So without further ado, today's puzzle, like I said, is named after Dorset, and it is, and I've got two of them to show off here. This is the one we're doing today. This is the Dorset Round. The Dorset puzzles were round. And I also found out that a Dorset Round is actually a type of frame popularized from this place. So that's kind of cool. So clearly they went with it round. And this was from 1966. And I also have one from 1968, 2 years later. This was how they did the packaging. Not too shabby, huh? The cool thing about this one is that it's still sealed. This one is Dubrovnik, Yugoslavia. I butchered that. But yeah, this one's still sealed. I got it from the Desert Industries. So we'll probably do this one here in the near future, and I'll open it on camera. So this is the Autumn Reflections, number 1 of this series of this year. So I think that's pretty cool. Very, very fun puzzle. I haven't done a lot of round puzzles, so this was really fun to do. And without further ado, let's take a look at it, huh? What do you think? Could show off the new puzzle board. Everybody likes that. I think I'm the only one that likes that. That's always scary. I did this in the last video too. And actually one of my friends messaged me like that was nerve-wracking lifting the puzzle up. But a good puzzle you should be able to pick up off the table. This one, not so much, a little bit. You could pick this one up a little bit. So this is the Autumn Reflections from Milton Bradley. Very beautiful puzzle. Excuse me, I have a little frog in my throat. The Dorset Puzzles, the round ones of this series, a lot of them were painted. And puzzles of paintings can be fun, but they have their challenges. For instance, the color variance. And how much of the image actually appears on the puzzle. As you can see, it cuts it off. You can see that clearly right here and on the other side. There's less of the picture on the puzzle than on the box. And also too, like I was mentioning, color variations. When you're doing a puzzle of a painting, you have to be very careful because it's not like you're doing a puzzle of architecture or of something that's easily recognizable, because you can orientate yourself pretty easy. With art, it's hard to. That's what makes Thomas Kinkade puzzles so frustrating. I'm gonna have a whole deep dive into Thomas Kinkade in the future. So if you're a fan of Thomas Kinkade, prepare yourself. So paintings of art, it's hard because going with the brush strokes, they are not always horizontal or vertical, but that's okay. And the most frustrating part of this puzzle, it wasn't very frustrating at all. It was very fun. Again, was the color variations. Now I would find a piece that was purple. Jet purple. Do you see any purple on here? I didn't, until I noticed right here. There's just a little speck of purple that the piece by itself is, yeah, that's totally purple, but as a whole, you wouldn't really notice it. So that was kind of the challenge of this type of puzzle. My suggestion, if you're doing one like this, is to kind of break it up. Obviously, it was really easy to separate the pieces by the major colors. The red barn, and then, of course, that was tricky because there was a reflection. And then this piece right here. And you get really good at deciphering, is there paint strokes here? And can you see the texture of the canvas underneath like you can over here? Over here there was more paint. So that's the biggest frustration of an art type puzzle. But other than that, this was really fun. Round puzzles are really popular. Shaped puzzles are immensely popular right now. You might find this interesting. The world speed puzzling competitions are going on. They were this past weekend, here as we're recording, and those are sponsored by Ravensburger, and they have a whole series of round, colorful puzzles, and they're really popular. And I don't hate them. I think they're a lot of fun. Now you know how we do. We like to talk, when we talk about a puzzle like this, we try to draw inspiration. Sorry, I dropped my paper. We like to draw inspiration from it. And the title of this puzzle is what really spoke to me. It's called Autumn Reflections. And it really gave me pause to think about memories of autumn that don't involve spooky Halloween season. I love Halloween. Halloween's a lot of fun. It's a lot of blast. I am not here to poopy talk Halloween. No, I love Halloween. But I wanted to really think about what are those memories like for me personally, and not only just for me, but I actually went to Facebook and I went to YouTube. So if you're following us here on YouTube, in the community section, quite often I'll ask for opinions, stories, feedback directly from the community tab here on here on YouTube. So if you like to get your name in lights, so to speak, if you'd like me to read your story, make sure you watch that quite often. In fact, I've got a new one coming for this, obviously for this video, but for the next one. So I wanted to think of some nice memories of autumn, reflections, so to speak, of autumn. And for me personally, and I asked some friends, and I have some of their stories as well. For me personally, one of my, I've got lots, but just kind of a fun one. Over here at the Janky Puzzles house, I am technically disabled. I have epilepsy, and so it really limits some of the things that I can do. Like, I can't drive anymore. However, last year I actually worked before I started having my seizures. I had my dream job. I was a letter carrier for the United States Postal Service. That is a family. That is a family job. My aunt and uncle worked for the post office, and my father worked for the post office, and I got to follow in their footsteps, work for the post office, and drive the little Jeep, and it was the coolest thing ever. Unfortunately, I was only able to do it for about a month and a half before I wouldn't have been able to anymore. So that being said, I was out delivering mail one day in a neighborhood I had never done before, and it was middle of fall. It wasn't spooky time, and the leaves of this neighborhood, all the leaves had fallen off the trees in this neighborhood, and for some reason no one had really driven on them. And so when I got to this road, and I took pictures. I stopped, I turned off the Jeep, and took pictures because I thought it was so pretty. And I'm going to post them right here. You couldn't even see the road. It was just a sea of leaves. It was just a nice, cool day, very quiet and still. It was a moment, just a fleeting moment, but I cherished. And to this day, I think of that day and I smile. So that's one of my happiest autumn reflections, so to speak. So I do have some of the stories here. My friend Ash, they sent me a story of when they were little. They went to a small elementary school. This is kind of nice. They went to a small elementary school that only had like 50 students total through the whole thing, and I guess it was kindergarten through 5th, I believe. And they went to a harvest festival, and they did a hay bale maze. They got to take their pictures with the little cardboard cutout, with the little wooden cutouts, and that's lovely. That is absolutely wonderful. I enjoy a good autumn pumpkin maze, and that's really cool too. That their school was so small, because I went from being a postman to I'm actually a custodian at an elementary school, and it's a small elementary school. My school is kindergarten, so that's kindergarten through the 8th grade here in the States. If you're in Europe or another, I'm not sure how they delineate that, but here in America, my school is kindergarten to the 8th grade, and there's only like 250 students. So thanks for sharing that story, Ash. I hope you had fun at the pumpkin maze when you were little. Another friend of mine, Katie, actually, I went to elementary school with Katie, talking about schools again. So Katie said that she hates raking leaves. Who does? Invest in a leaf blower. It's good for leaves, and you can use it to remove snow. Leaf blower, they're not that expensive. Hates raking leaves, so do I. But she enjoyed raking them and playing with the leaves at their Nana's house. She writes that her Nana had a trailer home, which are cool. I lived in one for a while, and the roof was flat. So when she was a little girl, she would climb up onto the roof and play up there while they were doing the leaves, getting all the leaves off the house. And she said that her fondest memory was her Nana. She would come out and say, "Katie Jean!" And she would say, "Yeah, Katie Jean." She wouldn't stop until she saw her little granddaughter on the house. So that's always that's always a fond memory for her, and I think that's adorable. Now, the last story I wanted to share, I got from my friend Scott. And Scott, I knew in high school, and this is just a lovely story. I like this. He mentioned that he met a girl, and they started dating towards the end of August, and they decided that when they decided to get married, they got married at the end of September because it was very close to when they had first met. It was kind of around the anniversary, similar to the Janky Puzzle story. And his fondest memory was planning his wedding and going through that process during the fall season. And so he always has really fond memories of that. Planning his wedding around the fall, which people say they like spring weddings, but a fall wedding is nice too. Or you can have a middle of the summer wedding like I had. So thank you guys. Thank you, Ash, Katie, and Scott, for sharing those stories. And thank you for sticking with us today for Janky Puzzles. Autumn Reflections from 1966 with our friend Milton Bradley. A fun little puzzle. It definitely put me in the mood for fall. It makes me feel like a Humpty Dumpty because I want to have a great fall. Very, very cool. So if you want to do a round puzzle, you can't go wrong with one of these. Again, there's plenty of round puzzles out there. So thank you so much for hanging out with us today. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did. Remember, do good things and be good people. Spooky season's right around the corner, so be safe out there. Thanks for watching, and check us out again. Let's put a puzzle together, huh? Thanks for watching.